everyone, we are on the bottom rung now and we are doing W today, and one of my absolute favourites, the Wisteria. Grab your paints and let's get started. Right, so for Wisteria, this is a bit of a different situation because the plant grows down. So I thought what I'd do is have it coming sort of through with some leaves on there, and we'll come behind there so we're not completely covering over our W, and we will get some imperial purple, which is pretty much the perfect colour. So I will go with imperial purple, and we also need some green gold, but we will get to that. I paint Wisteria in sort of differing ways quite often, but I usually like to start somewhere in the middle because that's where the colour is sort of starts to get quite bold, but also the petals are still a fairly decent size. So that means that from there I can start to sort of shrink them down, and then they really do get quite small. And sometimes green as well. And then as we go upwards, the colour starts to get a bit paler, but the petals get larger, more voluminous. So yeah, that's a really nice Wisteria. So that's a handy tip for you. Sort of start somewhere in the middle. We used to live in a house with 3 amazing Wisteria plants, all sort of intertwined into one, and that incredible sort of period of time, April, May, where they all came out was just stunning. Stunning. Right, and then we'll get this one done. Okay, lovely. And now I'm going to take some green gold and I'm going to sort of carefully paint it in, and I sort of hope there might be a little bit of a bleed and a blend, not too much though. So just going to be really careful. But I'm sort of connecting each flower. So that works nicely. Great. Oh, I'm really happy with that. Now let's get some leaves in. We could always add in a few more, but we've got one here. So the leaves themselves are very green gold, but actually the branch has a bit more brown to it actually, because it is a woody. It's a woody branch. So I've just gone for some burnt sienna with a little bit of sap green, and let's actually do the proper branch, and then we can get into the green leaves. Right, bit of sap green and then lots of green gold. So they sort of grow in pairs, these leaves, off these branches, and we'll do one just coming in behind. And I think I'll do one just coming in there as well. And yeah, I think that's really lovely. So we can let that dry. We add a little bit more detail to the leaves and just a tiny bit more to the wisteria flowers themselves. Okay, so I'm just going to glaze a tiny bit of the same purple onto these lower petals. And then I will do the same, but with the slightly more diluted colour. On these flowers here. And you can see the beauty of doing a glaze is all you're doing is putting another translucent layer on top. You're not sort of deepening the colour, but you're just adding a bit of difference, a bit of interest to it. And now I will just get a bit more. Actually, you know what? There's quite a warmth in these leaves, like an earthiness. So I'm going to take some of the brown, and I'm going to try and sort of paint a half on some of these leaves. And then see if I can just take the colour off my brush. Lovely. Okay, so now we are going to do buff titanium on this one. And there is our wisteria looking really glorious, and I'm so thrilled with it. And well, what on earth are we painting tomorrow? Can you have a think? What do you think? There's not a huge amount of choice. I will see you tomorrow.